RJ Harvey's looking fantastic in practice right now. Running back one in the cards, no doubt about it in my mind. This is one of the easiest things I could see coming this year. I feel like this is very much like the JD5 predictions that we had on this channel over and over and over. People coming in and questioning a very obvious thing. This is so obvious to me that he's not only a running back one, he's a top 6 to 10 running back. Not top 12, 11, 10. He's a top 6 to 10 running back. As a rookie in 2025, a 3-down workhorse, gonna be in there on 3rd down, despite all the chatty Charlies telling you otherwise. This is so easy to see coming. I'm literally shocked whenever I run into a person that goes, but he doesn't do well on pass protection. I heard it on another channel, Smitty. I heard it on another channel. I can't believe you're talking about this still.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com.
So, look, here's the deal. The news, this is news in a sense. The breaking news, you could say, over the last couple of 6 to 12 hours. We talked a little bit about it on the earlier show at 8 p.m. This footage of RJ Harvey, and I'm going to put it on my Instagram in just a little bit. This footage of RJ Harvey running like a force of nature, a machine, a cutting monster. His quads are Saquon Barkley. His power and strength and ability to hit a hole is Saquon Barkley. Am I saying that he is Saquon Barkley? No. Listen to what I just said. Let me rewind and repeat it. His burst and explosion is very Saquon Barkley. No one's suggesting we know what this is. No one's suggesting that at the age of 24, he'll play 8 years. Maybe Barkley does. Maybe this is a situation where, yeah, we've got a 6-year window, but in Dynasty, and this is a Dynasty show as well. We do Dynasty on this channel now. The Dynasty content, the main content, everything's on this channel. One channel for everything. This is a Dynasty show as well. RJ Harvey at 24 years old scares me zero. RJ Harvey has 0 miles on the odometer. RJ Harvey is a top 6 to 10 running back in redraft 2025, and he's a top 6 to 10 running back in Dynasty fantasy football startups right now. If you don't agree, fine. I hope you tell everybody. I hope you tell Aunt Edna. I hope you tell Uncle Buck. I hope you tell everybody in your work league. I hope you tell everybody you know that this kid is not a top 6 to 10 running back. I see people on X making fun of him. Making fun of people that draft RJ Harvey in the top 6 rookie drafts. I see people making fun of it. And then I click on the comments just for fun, and I see some wannabe, expert saying, oh my God, can you believe that RJ Harvey went at number 5, went at number 6, went at number 7 in my fantasy football expert rookie draft? And then I go to the comments for entertainment. I don't know what I'm going to get. It's like a grab bag. And I see people literally say, wow, oh my God, can't believe it. He's 24. Can you believe this? Look, he is going to have a 6-year shelf life at a bare minimum. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. And essentially, he would be 30 years old during his 7th NFL season. And there is a possibility with a late start, but your odometer set to 0 at NFL level carries, that you can go to 30. You can especially go to 29. 28 is the hold your breath year, plug your nose, hold your breath at 28 for running backs that enter the league at 21, 22 years old. When they've been in the league for 8, 9 years. When your odometer of NFL carries is set to 0, you enter the league, you've got a 6-year shelf life, bare minimum. And Sean Payton does not have running backs that are not top 10 in targets, Javonte Williams, would you be shocked if I told you Javonte, who didn't step up last year, Estimate, who didn't step up last year, nobody stepped up last year. Do you know what rank Javonte was in targets in 2024? He was top 10. Depending on some of the data you look at, he was 6, 7, 8. But do you know what he was in target share? In target share percentage, running back target share for his team, number 7. Javonte Williams didn't even have a successful season. The running back for Sean Payton is a top 5 running back, nearly guaranteed if the running back has elite potential. Maybe Javonte will finally have elite potential in Dallas because he's a year removed from the injury. Let's hope for the best. But in 2024, he was not elite. RJ Harvey is elite. Don't believe me? I don't care. Think I'm too bold on this one? Good for you. I'm here to tell you what I think, and I bet 90% of you see it as well, because we are a like-minded collective that join here for a reason, that congregate here for a reason, because we see very similar things. That's why you're attracted to this bold, ahead of the curve. We crawl ahead of the curve. I specifically crawl ahead of the curve, take all the shots, take all the laughs. Everybody says it's crazy. JD5, number 1 fantasy football quarterback in 1 calendar year. Smitty, you're off your rocker. JD5, he might not even be a top 5 QB. Fast forward to right now. Who's the number 1 Dynasty QB in fantasy football? JD5. Who called that this channel? Who said we were crazy? Who's pretending that wasn't bold now after the fact? Everybody else, but we cook on this channel, and we're doing it with RJ Harvey.
Let him cook.
You can be on board, not on board, I don't care. My job is to scream it from the rooftops. I've screamed it from the rooftops for months now, but I'm going to continue to, okay? I'm going to continue to beat a dead horse. That's my job. Do I really, truly want everyone on board? No, because then we start paying 3rd round value instead of 4th round value. In your grandma league, he goes in round 5. In your grandma league, this monster goes in round 5. This is not a small running back. This is a short running back. This is not a small running back. Sean Payton said it himself. Sean Payton was at the podium answering questions from a bunch of different reporters and beat writers. And it went a little something like this. Sean Payton stood up in front of everybody at the podium, and they said, Sean, I've heard that, or we have taken notice that maybe RJ Harvey walks in to 2025, his rookie season, as the starting running back without a lot of pass protection capabilities and skill and resume. What are you going to do if he's not maybe up to par? And I'm paraphrasing here. Up to par in pass protection. Do you know what his answer was? Let's get RJ Harvey on screen as we talk about him and give him the damn respect that he deserves. So RJ Harvey, pardon me, let's put him right here. Do you know what Sean Payton's answer was? Hypothetically, he answered the question and he said, look, he's a big guy. He might be short, but he's not small. We don't like small running backs, or we don't like small running backs. We don't mind short running backs. He is not a small running back. He is a monster. He's built like a tank. He is built like Saquon Barkley. He plays a lot like Saquon Barkley. He hits the hole like Saquon Barkley. He has the quads like Saquon Barkley. He has the determination and grit and ability to be hungry and see a gap closing, and he goes for it like no other running back I've seen coming out of this draft class other than Ashton Jeanty. And Ashton Jeanty's even kind of a different type of running back. He's so different. These are two very different running backs, but they remind me a lot of each other because of their determination and their sheer will to go through people, to steamroll through people. No one's taking RJ Harvey down with one arm, 2 arms. No 2 guys are even taking RJ Harvey down. It takes 3 bare minimum to pile on top of his back, to have a nice little piggyback ride for 3 or 4 yards more before you drive him into the ground. RJ Harvey is going to explode. So back to what Sean Payton said. Sean Payton said, we don't like small running backs. We don't mind short running backs. So to answer your question, beat writer that asked me, are we concerned? No, because I had a guy named Darren Sproles. Remember Darren Sproles? He wasn't somebody that's blocking linebackers. He occasionally did, but I made a promise to him. I said, Darren, we're not going to make you block linebackers very often. That'll be very rare. Thank you for all that you're doing when we requested. Instead, they built packages around on third down around Darren Sproles and used them. Give him the ball on third down. Darren Sproles catch the ball on third down. Catch the ball. So what did Sean Payton say? If he isn't a good pass blocking back, which is yet to be determined, we can teach him. We will plan around it. We have schemes and plays designed that so on third down, and Sean Payton interrupted himself and said, and he will play on third down. Sean Payton said of RJ Harvey already, yet people run their mouth. He said on third down, he will play. If he can't block, we will design schemes around getting him the football and having him be involved without having to block. And yet people still run their mouth. They hear it on another channel. They hear it on another channel. I heard he can't pass block. I heard he was ranked really low. Did you ever think that maybe this monster of a man that has the quads of Saquon Barkley, the aggression of a Marshawn Lynch, the desire to be the best running back in the league, and that's his mindset, did you ever think that if he was given the proper coaching and education, he might be able to block really well? In fact, this reminds me a lot of Zeke Elliott and Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker, he doesn't catch passes in the college game. Smitty, is he really going to be a good pass catching back? Use your logic and your eyes to say Kenneth Walker never was used that way. Zeke Elliott didn't catch passes at the college level, but your boy came in and said he'll be a top 5 PPR running back in the National Football League, and he was. Use your eyeballs. Who cares what Harvey did or didn't do at the college level where they didn't coach him to do it, where they didn't ask him to do it very frequently? RJ Harvey will become one of the better pass blocking running backs in the league if he's even asked to do any of that on third down, because Sean Payton just told you, we might not want him blocking on third down, but he will play on third down. That's what Sean Payton said. He is a 3-down back, Sean Payton said. And if you can't tell by watching this aggressive monster run the ball between the tackles, hit the A gap, the B gap like a monster, and slip through it like elevator doors are closing way behind him because he got through the hole faster than you can imagine with those quads and the strength and the brute force that he brings to the table on every carry. If you can't see an elite running back and all you do is watch some box score Bobby that says that, oh, he's 24. He's 24. I can't believe this 24-year-old. We got to run from him in Dynasty, Smitty. He's 24 years old. This can't work. It can't work. If you believe that this 24-year-old monster is a problem, and I mean a problem like you don't draft him because of his age. You don't draft him because you're worried about him playing 3 downs. I feel bad for you. I'm trying to change this. I'm trying to make you understand, but I feel bad for you. It's going to be a very painful experience watching RJ Harvey score top 5 running back numbers. And we're sitting here saying 6 to 10, and I'm going to have to come back in mid-season and go, I was wrong. I was wrong. I said 6 to 10. I owe you all an apology. He's a 5 to 10 running back. He's scoring top 5 running back numbers. I'm really perplexed. I'll tell you that right now. This is me being real. I see Henderson. I see Harvey. I see Henderson's ability to be the best pass blocking running back in the National Football League because he is the best pass blocking running back in the draft class. Better than Genty, obviously better than Harvey on paper because Harvey didn't do it in college, so therefore his metrics are bad. Everybody likes to rip on him when it doesn't even matter because Sean Payton told you he's playing third downs. He's just going to get the ball on third down. He's going to catch the ball in the flat on third down. He's going to run a route on third down. The tight end will block. He'll pull somebody and they'll block instead of RJ Harvey. He's playing on 3 downs. He's playing 3 downs. What do people not get through their skull when it comes to this conversation? So I'm torn because I've got Harvey on one end. I've got Hendy on the other end. I don't know which one to draft. I'm confused because they're both so good. I'm confused because they both have the potential to be top 5 to 6, top 5 to 7, top 5 to 8 dynasty and redraft players in the National Football League, in the fantasy football world's 2025. I'm torn. Every time, this is like Gibbs and Bijan. Who's the number 1 running back in football if you're ranking running backs right now? It's Bijan, right? He's the most complete back. He had 2 touchdowns in his last 3 games. Back to back to back. 2 rushing touchdowns, 3 straight games in a row to end the season. It's got to be Bijan, right? Oh, wait a minute. Look at Gibbs. I'm kind of getting reminded. Gibbs scored 4 touchdowns in the final game, didn't he? What are we doing here? I don't know which one's the running back 1. They're both running back 1. If you got 2 teams side by side, you split the damn thing. Bijan in one, Gibbs in the other. Same thing here. You got to decide between RJ Harvey and Hendy. Don't even throw Hunter in this. I won't know what to say. Harvey, Hendy, split it. Split it because I don't know. Sometimes I say Hendy, and then I look at Harvey film, I take a gander at this damn thing, and I say to myself, good Lord, this looks like a monster. This is the Kraken. This looks like the Kraken coming out of the ocean, ready to take the NFL by storm. I don't know what to tell you. I have no idea. I just know I want shares of both equally. And the thing is, either way I think will be right because they're both top 10, top 8 to 10, top 5 to 10 running backs in the National Football League. Harvey's playing 3 downs. So let me just circle back. Okay, so we got Sean Payton saying, yeah, you know what? We got Sean Payton saying, you know what? If he doesn't play very well on 3rd downs and from a pass blocking perspective, he'll be running routes. Guess what, though? We haven't even got there yet. Why are we live right now to talk about Harvey in practice? Why am I live right now? Everything I said was in the past. Everything I said is everything I've said for a month or 2 straight. I haven't said anything new. I've reiterated it. I've got a little bit more passion for it, but I haven't decided anything new other than right now watching film, watching reports, reading reports on what Harvey's been doing the last 2 days. I've got it on good authority, and there's 2-3 people that have said this, that he has caught everything. They can't find a drop. He has caught everything thrown his way in camp. Harvey has caught every single thing thrown his way. The last 2 days in practice, you can't find a drop. No one saw a drop. Last 2 days, playing on 3rd downs. Last 2 days, he looks fantastic. He's doing everything that you would expect from a 3-down back. Everything from practice indicates he's not leaving the field. Now, he will because they run the ball so much. They do a lot of things that you don't want Harvey involved in 100% or he's going to break like any running back would. There's a lot of movement. There's a lot of different things that are going to take place that are going to make this guy vulnerable to injury if he's getting 350 carries in an offense that runs the ball, let's say 400 plus times or whatever the case may be. No one's running 400 times unless you're Barkley, which is a big reason why we're worried about Barkley getting injured. The Eagles did not leverage his health against the workload very well. There's huge concern for Barkley walking into 2025. Harvey's going to get probably 250 totes of the rock. Again, they run the ball, let's say 400 times in Denver. You need somebody else to run the football at least 100 times or divide up that workload 150, 125 times, go into another RB. No one should be worried about Estime getting more work. There was a report out that said Estime needs to get more work. Estime does need to get more work. Estime needs to get, my estimation is he needs to get at least 120 carries. Estime needs to get at least 120 carries. Harvey's getting 250. So if they run the ball 450 times, 420 times, 422 times, 405 times, whatever the case may be, he's going to get all 250 carries that he needs. 240, 265, 270, whatever it ends up being. Will he hit a rookie wall, baby? Maybe not. Maybe being 24 years old brings a certain age factor that he can slip through a rookie wall a little quicker than the average Bear. Maybe he's more mature. His body's ready to handle it. He's in his prime. 24 is the exact age where your body's at its physical peak for a running back. 23, 24, 25 is your absolute prime. So he's in his prime. He's mature. He knows what he wants. He's got aggression. He's got strength that you can't buy other than draft Ashton Genty. He's literally, him and Genty are the strongest two running backs in the draft. I can't wait to watch the doubters scatter like cockroaches after week 1 and week 2, probably even just week 1, when they sit here and see this kid rush for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns in week 1. Cuff estimate to him if you can. Get the whole backfield. That will be, you could look at McLaughlin, but I think it'll be estimate. Estimate is going to be the backup. McLaughlin will play here and there, but Harvey, they might bring in J.K. Dobbins. Don't worry about that. If that lowers his value, good. Grandma leagues, no one sees him coming. People are doubting the hell out of this kid. Grandma leagues, he's going in round 5. Non-best ball going in round 5. Best ball is going in round 4. He deserves round 4. You can get him 4.6, 5.2. Phone lines are open. Catching everything. Last 2 days, catching everything.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
All right. I can't wait. Doubters are going to be so upset at themselves. So upset at themselves later on. And this will be remembered differently. We are ahead of the curve. It's always painful. It's always laughable until it happens. Always uncomfortable until it plays out. That's the nature of this thing that we do. The nature of this thing called fantasy football. You know, it's just the nature of it. People get so bent out of shape over this stuff. So many people think they can't predict something like this until it happens. When we said JD5 would be the Dynasty QB 1 or 2, how can you say that? He hasn't even carried a snap. That's the most boring thing I've ever heard in my life. You can't predict who the next JD5 is now? You can't predict who the next top 5 running back is? They haven't taken a snap and that bothers you? I've heard other people say they took Genty over Bijan and Gibbs and got roasted in their draft. A couple people actually said that today. And I'm like, you can't predict the next running back 1. You can't like Genty if you want over every other RB because it hasn't happened yet. Because a careful Caleb gets uncomfortable and it triggers Caleb to get really, really upset that somebody's predicting something before it happens. Like when someone says, I don't know about this Travis Hunter prediction you got, Smitty. You think Travis Hunter is going to be a top 5 to 10 dynasty wide receiver, and that is true. I am predicting that. Top 5 to 10 dynasty wide receiver. Top 5 to 8. Sorry. Top 5 to 8 dynasty wide receiver. Top 10 redraft wide receiver. Did Smitty just say that Travis Hunter's a top 10 wide receiver in 2025 redraft? You bet your bottom dollar. How can you say that? He hasn't even taken a snap yet, Smitty. Scared money don't make money, Scotty. It don't make money. It don't. And Harvey's going to the moon. Travis, I go back and forth on Harvey and Hendy. I just don't know. I mean, I just don't know. I go back and forth. Whichever one I'm talking about or analyzing becomes the favorite for me. Rockout, appreciate you, says check DMs. Thank you, Rockout. I'll get to it in a second. Travis, you're live. Oh, man.
Yeah, I tend to go back and forth as well. I mean, I'm sure I probably have a little bias because of the Patriots thing, but just looking at it strictly from fantasy, it's so hard to pin down which one to go with. I was just going to say, in terms of, you just mentioned being ahead of the curve. First of all, it's fun to be ahead of the curve. So, take a little risk here and there, as much as I don't think there's a lot of risk. But you see that the game has been changing. You've talked about it, from QBs that don't need to sit for 1, 2, 3 years anymore because the college game translates faster. And then we saw it with the wide receivers. More than ever, they come in and they're effective right away. And it's happening with the running backs now. We're seeing a shift with running backs. And we're also seeing a shift where a lot of the young guys are coming in, and the old bucks are kind of on their way out now. And so I'd way rather be ahead of the curve. Like Belichick always talked about, be a year ahead rather than a year late.
Yeah, it's like I always liken it to me on my on my forearms, climbing, just bleeding and getting beaten up, and I've climbed over barbed wire. I can't even stand anymore, and I'm just climbing to the edge of this curve, and I'm looking for you guys. And as soon as I see, yep, it's true. Even though I've gotten beaten up along the way, I'm going to signal all of you to come on over. Maybe you pick me up and take me the rest of the way. But that's my job. My job is to go out in front of all of you, take my lumps, make my predictions, make the calls, and I'm judged for them. It's not like if someone's new here and they're like, this guy sounds crazy. Look, I'm judged for them, but there's a reason that we're here year after year after year, because we land more than we miss. And you get judged for your misses. You also get judged for your makes. But, I mean, there is a rhyme and reason and a science to this. And that's why I believe this channel is so successful, is because we predict ahead of the curve better than anybody, in my humble opinion. And I think in a lot of your humble opinions. I believe that you got to take some risks, but we're not just taking mud, throwing at the wall, and seeing what sticks. You can't do that. You wouldn't sustain. You wouldn't grow. People wouldn't come back. We're clearly making calculated, educated guesses. But the crazy part about this, when I go to bold predictions like this, and I say Harvey's going to be a top 6 to 10 running back, and I get pushback, I just don't understand. And just like the JD5 pushback, it's so obvious. This is one of the most obvious things in the offseason. The Travis Hunter being a top 10 wide receiver, especially for the future. Even if there's some hiccup in the offense, Trevor Lawrence gets banged up, or some reason, maybe Hunter suffers a hamstring injury early in the season, knock on wood. There is a way that the Dynasty side of this, kind of like Bijan hitting a roadblock his rookie year that I did not see coming, when we were higher on Bijan than anybody. And I take my L on that when I try and take the W, because he didn't exactly deliver. He was running back 8 or 9 in most scoring formats. I think it was 9 that rookie year, though. He still delivered, but we called him as a rookie a top 1 to 3, 1 to 4 running back. And we claim to be the highest on Bijan known to man. And so with that, you got to take your L's. And I'm not saying, and a lot of you will come to bat and say, Smitty, he didn't bust. He still was running back 9. But in the expectation, the level of expectation we had, he did not land. So there is a world where Hunter maybe is more delayed than I thought because of some circumstance I can't predict. Or that Harvey, same thing. Something happens that I can't predict. But the bottom line is, I couldn't feel more comfortable with the RJ Harvey, the Travis Hunter, and also the Henderson predictions on this channel. And Egbuka. And again, we're not liking every rookie running back so that one of them lands, or at least I'm not. I know some of you, and Travis is one of them, like Ted McMillan a lot more than I do. I'm not trying to jump on every rookie wide receiver and running back and quarterback and just say, yeah, we're going to look good at the end by liking them all. I'm very selective about it. And 2 of my most favorite top 4, or 2 of the top 4, not most favorite, 2 of the 4 I'm pushing like crazy, are very doubted. Hunter is extremely doubted and was all offseason. And also Travis or RJ Harvey, extremely doubted. So if anybody comes back later and says, Smitty, well, you just said you like 4 rookies and you got lucky. These are the 2 most doubted rookies of all of them at the top level. We're going to smash on it. We're going to smash on it. People are going to regret the day They pass on Hunter, especially in Dynasty. Pass on Harvey, especially in Dynasty. Looking at 24-year-old RJ Harvey and getting all worried about it, worried William about it. And then Hendy, because they think it's just a bad situation or he's going to share carries. He can't share carries because he's the best pass blocking running back in the draft class and probably immediately the best in the top 5 best pass blocking running backs in the entire NFL. He can't share the workload. In order to share the workload, and maybe he shares enough that we want him to stay healthy, and that's the nature of Jahmyr Gibbs' position, in Achane's position.
Right.
You know, they have to share. They're not carrying 400 times. They're not Saquon Barkley, which is why we're worried about Saquon Barkley. This is one of those situations where it's just Hendy specifically, Harvey too, but Hendy specifically, if they want to protect Drake May, they drafted Hendy to protect Drake May. Hendy was drafted to protect Drake May. To not deploy Hendy would be saying, let's leave Drake May in the lurch. Let's leave fumbling Ramondre Stevenson in a vulnerable position where he fumbles the ball and Drake May's got to jump on it and then he gets smashed by 300-pound linemen and then Drake May gets hurt trying to recover Ramondre's fumble. Remember Ramondre running that ball? And then he looked back. Travis, you remember this? It was against was it the Bears or Falcons? Ramondre, he's running with the ball. There's tied 26 or whatever it was. And you were going to go into overtime. Ramondre, this is at the end of the season. Ramondre turns around and just throws the ball. And then it gets picked off. Or then another player takes it and throws it. It gets picked off. And they run it in for a touchdown. And it doesn't go to overtime. And that's when Ramondre was put in the doghouse. And he never really got out of it. Because that game was supposed to go to OT. But Ramondre, who's this fumbling, turns the ball over guy, threw the ball in the air, triggered this event, the sequence of events that Bill did not want to happen. Ramondre was responsible. And what was that? Who was that against?
Well, you're talking last year?
It was, I want to say it was the year prior. Anyway.
I have to look back. I remember the play. I can't remember who it was against. We got the year before he got hurt against Indy.
Yeah, it was so horrible. Bill was so pissed at Ramondre. Essentially, Ramondre got put in the doghouse. It was the Raiders. Yeah, it was the Raiders. And Ramondre got put in the doghouse for that sequence of events that he kickstarted, and he never got out. And Bill was forever upset at him, just forever upset at him. Bill was so angry at him, and then he never got out of the doghouse from that. It was crazy. But anyway, like I said, protect Drake May. Everything is about protecting Drake May. Everything. What else you got, Travis?
Yeah, so another thing with Harvey, and you answer it quite a bit and see people every single night wondering. It's a natural thing to wonder, but what if Dobbins or what if Chubb signs with the Broncos? How does that affect anything? To me, obviously it affects nothing.
Yeah, no.
But I would even say I don't mind it because I'd rather have, maybe estimate will be fine for this, but just like when you have, the Gibbs and Monty, there's so many carries to go around. You don't want a guy getting 350 carries, 330
TD, you don't know what you're talking about clearly. Again, I'm sorry, but he keeps saying it's Jacoby. You didn't hear what I said. Sorry, Travis, keep going.
No, you're good. Oh, in the Raiders game.
Yeah, he thinks he's got one on me here. All right, hold on. I'm almost on the clock. This is a weekly winner. I joined earlier, and we're almost on the clock here. JJ was the pick. Weekly winners. These quarterbacks score a ton, but I'm going to go ahead and punt QB here. Go get Bucky. Get the double here. And but yeah, Ramondre was put in the doghouse in that moment when he triggered that sequence of events. and he hasn't got out since, and he's been fumbling on top of that. So, dog.
Well, last year Mayo was there, so.
TD, you can call and embarrass yourself if you like. The phone line's open, but you seem to not let it go. You're more than welcome to call in and embarrass yourself. And you're gonna go.
I didn't
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So you were right, Smitty. I'm here if you want. I'm here if you want. TD. You seem to not. Hold on, Travis. Let him deal with it. Yeah. Let him deal with it if he wants to call and embarrass himself. But Jamar Chase.
No, I was just gonna say he's saying I said he's a Raiders fan. I didn't say that either.
He doesn't know what he's talking about. On this night, TD, you're doing this. Okay, T. Higgins, Drake London, Jamar Chase, Saquon, AJ Brown, Tyreek Hill, Bijan, Jaden Daniels, Terry McLaurin, CeeDee Lamb, Lab McConkey, Rashee Rice, Jahmyr Gibbs, Josh Allen, Chase Brown, JJ Bucky are on my team. I'm on the clock. I could go McBride. I could go Kyron. This is weekly winners. I think I'm going to go McBride because of the weekly winner piece. I could find my RB too, and I have a feeling you guys know who I might target tonight. So we're going to go that route. Or TD. So Harvey's going to be unreal. I can't wait for all of the doubters to just scatter like cockroaches, and then everyone's gonna pretend that they were here for it too. You know, a lot of people will say, "I just don't know about that, but I like them," and then they're gonna come swinging around saying, "I was on this train," and they're gonna come in just like Smitty. I go into a class when I was getting my bachelor's. I would find classes that were like amphitheaters that you'd enter from the back, and then it would go downward. And I'd come in at the end of the class and just rise up real slowly. And then the attendant sheet would come around and I'd sign it. That's what people are going to do with this Harvey stuff. And Hunter. They're going to show up at the very end. They're going to try and slide in. You're live. Is this TD?
Yes, sir. It's TD, bro. It's T, bro. How are you?
You couldn't resist. You wanted to call in and go, oh, I was wrong.
You told me to, man. You told me to. You asked me to. I humbly obliged.
So
but that's Jacoby, man. I sent the link in the chat.
I don't need your link.
That was the Jacoby.
I don't need your link. Did you hear what I said? Ramondre threw it to Jacoby, and Jacoby threw the INT, or threw it to the Raider defender.
Okay, see, I thought you were talking about the Jacoby. Yeah,
you heard me, bro.
Smitty,
You just made a fool of yourself because I said it. I said that he started I said it over and over. He started the sequence of events that led to that situation, and that's what I said over and over, bro. I kept saying.
I thought you meant.
I know you thought, but you're wrong.
You meant that Jacoby.
Like
I thought you were. Yeah. Okay. Hey.
There you go.
I'll admit I'm wrong. I'm humbly accepted. I didn't realize
I know
you said that.
But you wouldn't let it go in the chat, so I said, "Why don't you call in?"
Because I thought
and admit when you're wrong in a few minutes. Look,
Smitty, you know what I thought.
I know you know,
I thought
you
wouldn't
let it go.
Jacoby was the.
Everybody knows. You don't need to explain why you were wrong. Everybody else knows. They were watching. But anyway.
Hold on. What?
Okay. Next question.
All right. Well, hey, I wanted to actually ask you a question anyways. I sent it in the Patreon too. What are your thoughts on Terrence Ferguson? There's videos of him going crazy in OTAs and stuff. Sean McVay investing a second-round pick. Les Snead, obviously, talking really good about him as well. And he's an athletic freak, according to RAS scores and stuff like that.
I mean,
so
I like.
Want to know what your thoughts are?
I like him. I think there's a lot of upside. I'm a little mad right now. RJ Harvey got taken. I probably. But he goes around 4, but I was hoping RJ Harvey was going to fall. But yeah, no, Ferguson's nice. It depends on, how everything plays out, man. Mahomie just got snagged. Let's see here.
If he goes down, I think Ferguson.
Yeah, he could be. He could be really, really solid. Let's see here. Justin Jefferson, Bucky, Trey McBride, Travis Hunter. I don't have a quarterback yet. This is weekly's 1 QB. I could go Bo Nix here or keep kicking this can down the road a little bit. I kind of like, Debo's here. Laporta, Monty. I think I might go Debo. I'm going to go Debo here.
Yeah.
Go Hunter, Debo, JJ, Bucky, Trey McBride. I'm going to go really light RB shopping. Man, I was really hoping and counting on
you should be able to
Harvey.
cobble together that QB room pretty well, though, still.
Yeah.
As long as you don't.
Yeah.
I mean, what is it, like Baker, Nix? They're still there. And then next year.
Oh, Wayne says who is it? Who said they're in the 4 spot? Damn it. Cool MC's in the 4 spot. That's why Mahomes and RJ Harvey. Yeah.
Yeah, he's sniping here.
I'm trying. Yeah, look at that. Just taking everybody, bro. Trying to draft without you in here. Cool. That's the whole point. So you can see proper execution, not snipage from the fantasy football show. All right.
I appreciate you, Smitty.
Yeah. Hey. Look, I'm not mad at you, bro. I'm just laughing because you wouldn't. Not like you said it once. You were like in there going, guys, Smitty's wrong. It's Jacoby Myers. He's wrong. And it's just like, I'm like.
Because obviously Jacoby was the clown on that play. So I thought you were referencing the clown part of the play. You know?
But I made it really clear. I mean, if you go back and watch it, I even said that he was the one that initiated it, threw it, and then it got picked off down.
But he was
the one responsible.
I don't really see why he would be mad at Ramondre, though. Ramondre, it was 0 seconds left on the clock. He had to do something.
No, he didn't. It was going into overtime. You're not listening. It was going into overtime, and the whole reason I said it was because Bill didn't want him to trigger this. Let's start lateraling it backwards. As soon as Ramondre did it, then everybody's like, I got to continue to do this, and he wanted to go to OT, and Bill was so upset that he didn't just hang onto the ball, go down. Let's go to OT, and there was playoff implications if I remember correctly, right, Travis? I want to.
Yeah, and
maybe for the Raiders.
He panicked and flipped it to Myers, who then panicked and flipped it to Mac Jones. Yeah. And then Chandler Jones just drove Mac Jones off.
Yeah. It was crazy. Maybe do I go Monty or Judkins? 5 seconds. Monty or Judkins, guys?
Judkins, in my opinion.
Okay, let's go Judkins here. So Bucky, Judkins could have any good game any given week. Like I think that could be a good TD, 2 TD performance, one of these weeks.
Curious to see what you do with the QBs there.
Yeah.
Right, Smitty. I'll call back in later, but I humbly accept my defeat.
It's fine, bro. I'm mostly messing with you because you were so you were just repeating it in the chat, like, guys, Smitty's so wrong here, and it's just like you call in, but it doesn't. Okay, all right, later, bro.
I see.
Yeah. He's gonna go back and watch it now and go, damn it. He did say it like that. But anyway, Hendy is didn't fumble at all in college. Hendy didn't fumble at all in college. I'm almost positive I have that stat here on his board. Yeah, so 2024, 2023, 2022, 0 fumbles. Obviously 0 loss, but 0 fumbles. This guy is the definition of protecting the ball, protecting the team, and most importantly, as the best pass blocking running back in the draft class, he's protecting Drake May. All right, let's see here. I'm almost on the clock. Okay, so Judkins went to me. Monty went after that. And of course, the 4 slot. Our boy Cool MC took Monty there. Okay, right. It's just like I'm trying to do work here, Cool MC. Did I show up at your place of employment and start knocking crap around? Jeez. It's all right. I still like my team. I can adjust and adapt. It's no big deal. In fact, we got one of Bo Nix just went at the turn there. Damn it. Son of a B. That's okay. Cam Scatterbo, Jordan Mason's pretty good in this format. Wide receiver still available. Chris Olave's kind of interesting here. Travis Kelce is available. I already got McBride. I love my receivers. Do I go Cam Scatterbo or I guess I'll go. I'm going to time out.
It's just Irving and Judkins.
It is a little early there, but I think Scatterbo is going to be really, really good in weeklies.
I do too. I like Scatterbo.
Thoughts on MHJ being a great value? Yeah, of course, Brandon. We talk about it a lot. I mean, MHJ 808, I think is, what his stat line was last year, right? So, I mean, that's not that bad. 8 touchdowns is actually very impressive, when you think about the context. So I'm definitely intrigued by this. Is funny. Cam Ward. Yeah. If anybody saw Cam Scatterbo, not Cam Ward. Cam Scatterbo is so young, and all these incoming rookies are, except for, Shuck and Harvey. Haha. Cam Scatterbo was shown a picture of like all these Lions players and, Saints players. And I think it was St. Brown that was showing them. And St. Brown's like, who's this? And it showed a picture of Calvin Johnson. He's like, I don't know. I guess. But he did kind of he had good knowledge. Like he said, is that Megatron? Like, he knew who he was and everything. He's like, I just wouldn't recognize him out of his uniform or whatever. So it was kind of like
that's excusable.
Yeah, he made up for it. And then they asked, what about this guy? And it was Colston. He didn't know who Colston is. That's not that crazy. So Marquise Colston. And then they showed him one more. Who was it? It was another player that he said, Brett Favre. It was Brett Favre, but it was Brett Favre's picture in his dorm room, I think. And so he's like young kid, but recognizable. And he's like, I don't know. And they're like, it's Brett Favre. And he's like, oh, he's like, yeah, I mean, just wouldn't recognize that. Like it was funny though. But it does make you think wow, we're getting older when things like that.
It's also kind of the fault. I'll let you pick first.
Yeah. Let's see. Wide receiver, no thank you. Evan Ingram's interesting. I got to go quarterback here. I'm going to go Dak before it's too late. So Dak, see, you could have, if you wouldn't have took Mahomes from me, you would have had Dak with CD. Cool MC. So Dak, Cam, Scatterbo, Quinn, Sean Judkins, Debo, Travis Hunter, Trey McBride, Bucky Irving, Justin Jefferson. Pretty good weekly team. I think it would be unstoppable if Harvey would have fallen, which he may not have even made it back around. Part of me wished I would have went Harvey instead of Hunter with this particular team. Maybe not. I think Hunter's just as valuable here, and the balance of it's kind of the same. TD, I still appreciate you, bro. Hopefully TD's not that mad at me. The only reason I went so hard at TD about it is just because he was repeating it almost as if he was trying to really, ramp up how wrong I was. That's the only reason I was like, bro, I'm waiting for you calling. RB Charbonnet's kind of good in this format, but he might fall to my next pick. Let's see here. Tyler Warren, quarterback. Oh my God, I'm gonna time out. I timed out. Who'd I get? Charbonnet. I had him queued. Okay, that was kind of early, but at least I had him queued. Okay. Next quarterback. Should I take? What about maybe going? What about maybe going with the Jaguar backs?
Yeah. For bad strategy.
If anybody wants to get in,
you take two or
a draft underdog.
All three.
I don't know. We'll have to see what happens with the way they fall. Guys, if you want to draft with us, Underdog, promo code Smitty, they'll match up to $1,000, giving you half of your first deposit, matching your deposit half, 50%. So if you deposit $10, they'll give you $5, all the way up to $1,000. You deposit $100, they'll give you $50. The minimum is only $10. If you do $2,000, they'll give you $1,000. They'll match your first deposit 50% in bonus credit in your account on your first deposit using code Smitty, using the link that I'll drop again in the live chat, the link that I have pinned in the live chat, and code Smitty also gets it done. So here is the link one more time. Underdog, promo code Smitty. Do it live. No,
I don't know if you had mentioned it during the 8 p.m. showing up, but
right, T.
there saw a thing today where they were talking about Cam Ward. I was there at like 5 a.m. every morning, and they got to tell him to go home. He might end up being like the most underhyped guy, like number one pick.
Yeah,
quarterback.
I like Cam Ward a lot right now. I'm starting to like him more and more every single.
Too. I mean, everything here is good.
Like an Underdog top.
He's got people to throw to.
Yeah, he's a top 10 quarterback, I think. Could he finish 12 within 5-10 points? You know, that 8 to 14 could be within 20 points, you know. I'm going to go Tyler Warren. That will be my tight end 2. This is a good team. I think it's a good team. You know, could it play out better? Yeah, it could. What's it? Phone lines are open.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Jaden Blue and Javonte pairing together in rounds, what was it, 10 and 11 is not a bad move. If you, in weeklies at least. Drake May just went. I've got Dak Prescott only, so I am looking at QBs here. But I do feel like I'm going to wait a little bit, I think. So, I got Keon Coleman, Isaiah Likely, Bashal Tuden, ETN just went. Luther, he went before my last pick. I could take Trevor Lawrence if I wanted to cuff. I'll go Bashal Tuden. I don't necessarily need ETN.
Yeah.
I mean, between Quinshawn Judkins, Cam Scatterboot, Zach Charbonnet, and Tootin, I probably, you know, even if there's a couple weeks where I'm waiting on one of those guys somehow, some way. And I don't think Judkins, you wait on him. I think he gets the first and second down work from the jump. I mean, everyone believes that. So even if he's not getting like third down work yet, but he will, you know, that's going to be, I'm going to be pretty well off at RB, I think, in weeklies where you're not needing to combine weeks together. So this is just any 1 week to pop off for 20K. The top scoring team out of all of the entrants, even though you're in these like groups of 12, it doesn't matter. In weeklies, everybody's in the same one bucket, and the top scorer each week with a reset. After the week's over, it resets to 0. The top scorer of each individual week, compartmentalized, gets 20K. So I have JJ, Bucky, McBride, Travis Hunter, Debo Samuel, Quinshawn Judkins, Cam Scatterboot, Dak Prescott, Zach Charbonnet, Tyler Warren, and Bashal Tootin. Not my best work, but I like it. You know, a couple things need to happen, and then it could be my best work. But I think out of the box, I'm, you know, needing a couple things to go down, maybe. I think right here I'm going to go Penix Jr. I don't want to.
I like that.
I don't want to risk him getting snagged. So go Penix Jr. And then I'm going to probably, I don't want to say because we got a sniper in the building.
I guess it doesn't matter, really.
Yeah, I got a sniper in the building, so I can't really go over all of my strategy like normal out in the open, unfortunately. You can thank Cool MC for that. I got a couple guys queued that I like a lot, though. And when I'm on the clock, I'll tell you, because I don't think they'll all fall to the next pick, so I think I can be pretty open about it when I'm on the clock. I was going to say something that I shouldn't. Who are my, I almost forget. Penix Jr., Dak, Bucky. It's a pretty good team.
Yeah, I like it. So, do you have McBride and Warren?
I have McBride and Warren, yeah. And I kind of wanted Kyler, but I didn't. And of course, he snags Dylan Sampson too, bro.
Wow.
But you know what's crazy? When people do that, when they try and just like snipe your guy, they're not going to win because they're not planning. They're playing for you. They're not playing for them. But I like these. I like this pick anyway. Cam Ward's fantastic. So Cam Ward, Penix Jr.,
nice.
Dak Prescott, quarterback room is settled.
I like that. That room chucks, huh? You're gonna sling it.
Yeah, that's some good QB action there. And then I don't know. TD says, "Hey Smitty, I'd like to draft with you, but how do I join the draft in the app? I have money deposited." We basically say when we're going to get into a draft. I try to do like one draft at the top or, at some point during the middle without getting in with you guys so that I don't have any snipage. But we actually have multiple people in this draft, actually more than one. We have...
sometimes you'll put on Patreon.
Yeah, the other one is Shoobs.
You know.
Shoobs is in here. He's one of ours as well. So I got two snipers in here. Here I am letting my plan know when I'm going that way. I'm making my plan known. I didn't know I had another sniper in here. Okay, probably gonna roll with damn. I don't know. I'm gonna time out. Who do I have queued? Bryant. I don't know if that was too early or not. 14.
Running back.
I try to let everybody know, or I try not to let everybody know on one of them just because I can then practice, process or whatever. Penix and Pitts would be nice instead of Warren, but still not bad instead of Tyler Warren. Yeah, but sometimes the cuffing doesn't even. I'm not extremely worried about cuffing all the time. I'm not going to take a player I like less, and Kyle Pitts I like less than Tyler Warren, unless the cuffing makes sense and everything lines up.
I think Warren gets it.
Anthony, don't worry about it. I'm not. I think Anthony, are you Shoobs? Anthony, you're all good, bro. And
yeah, I was curious if you were Shoobs or not.
And even.
Oh no, Jordan is.
Jordan is.
There's 3 people.
Okay, we got 3 people. That's crazy. Well, I think they probably joined. I don't know. knowing that we were getting in one, but it's okay. You guys are you guys are playing. Oh, hold on. Damn it, I'm in a timeout. Damn it. You guys are entering your hard-earned money. So don't worry about me. If you're in a draft and you're playing, you're trying to win money, so you can't worry about my picks. But there's a little bit difference between sniping like a monster. All right, let me do this real quick. Hold on. So I joined another draft here. Let's see here. Where is it? Hold on, let me pull it up. Where is it? Damn it. I can't get it to, it's like caching it. Hold on. Here it is. All right, this one I joined that it's a pug. And the pug is $12. And I have what pick? The 8 pick. All right, so this is a $12 draft, very similar, I think, in nature. Weekly winners, I think I'm almost up in that draft. What do I have so far in the weekly winners draft? I think I needed wide receivers. I picked Keenan Allen. I think he's going to be relevant. All right, so let me go back to the pug draft. I think I'm on the clock, or I'll be on the clock in the pug draft in three picks. No worries, Anthony. Don't worry about it at all, bro. Okay. Jamar Chase, Saquon Barkley, Justin Jefferson, Bijan, Jahmyr Gibbs, CeeDee Lamb. This pick is on the clock. Your boys got the next pick up. I don't think we've got any of our usual suspects into this one. If you're in this draft, let us know. Genty or Malik Neighbors? Travis? Genty or Malik Neighbors?
Genty.
I didn't listen to. I'm sorry. I wanted your opinion and I truly value it. I was thinking about, okay, what wide receiver am I going to get to a point where I just don't know if I'm going to love that. Let's see if I would be wrong. Let's see if I'm going to regret that.
Probably won't. It's tougher to get that true top 5 wide receiver. I'm thinking about it.
I just don't want to I don't want to feel like I got to force anything. Let's see if I would have got the wide receiver of choice that I want, and I'd be fine. But I do want to get like a Bucky or Achane at this 17 overall pick.
Right. That's the thing. Those players fall into those second, third, fourth rounds. Those running backs so much this year. It makes sense to get the wide receiver.
So
I would just autopilot. I've been drafting Genty lately.
But Genty's great, and sometimes I regret not taking him. So this is a normal same rules apply to this draft. It's just a different tournament, but $40K to first place. There's less entrance in it, which is why someone says, why wouldn't you just do it? Why is it the same? What's the difference between this draft? A pug is $12 to enter versus a Best Ball Mania $25. This is the number of entrants. So it's a lot easier to win this, but the prize will be lower. So Bucky went at the 11 draft slot. So Achane probably will be there unless this guy goes robust RB, which is rare. Yeah, so Drake London. So the best available receiver would have been Ladd, Higgins, A.J. Brown. I would have probably not loved that. I would have went running back, and I would have hoped that I got like a Garrett Wilson later. I'm going to go Achan here. So Neighbors, Achan.
And the other thing, too, is that the drafting environment is still so wide receiver heavy that, if you can get one of those guys, it makes sense, too.
Anthony, don't worry about it. To the moon. Anthony, to the moon. Appreciate you. Yeah, always draft either team,
Oh.
So we went Achan, Neighbors. I don't know if I'm up in that other weeklies. I might be. Let me see. Weekly winner, 1 pick away. I think I've got 3 QBs. I think I need another RB in that draft. Is your Corey Krosky merit there? Let's do that. So my team in that was Dak, Penix Jr., Cam Ward, Bucky, Judkins, Cam, Scottaboo, Zach Charbonnet, Tootin, JJ, Travis Hunter, Debo, Pat Bryant. Yeah, I mean, it's all right. And then I took, and then I had McBride, Tyler Warren, and Gesicki. Not bad. Not my favorite team. I've done better. But this Pug, hopefully everything goes to plan. Oh, DJ's been on the phone. Hold on, DJ. Let me get Klondike in here and then. I forgot you were there, DJ. I'm sorry, bro. DJ, you're live, then Klondike after DJ. Go ahead, DJ.
DJ.
Yeah, no worries. I'm missing the running back concern around Harvey. And I'll tell you why. I mean, in terms of like your top 20 running backs from last year.
Thanks, TD.
I mean, you're looking at, let's see, Najee Harris was the top 20. Tony Pollard. DeAndre Swift. And to bring it closer to home, when you're talking about Javonte Williams, right? What was he, 28, 29? So there's no reason to think that Harvey can't jump into that top 12.
Well, but also,
Tony Pollard.
But also just saying, like, not even trying to compare, he can play at this. Like, I think he's going to be so good that there could be a big gap between players like that and Harvey. I don't think Harvey slips in because of this or that. I really believe he's going to dominate and produce maybe top 6 to, he could be even number 6. He could be number 7. I wouldn't be shocked if through 4 weeks of football, he's running back 3 or 4. And I'm not saying he finishes there all year, but he could have a remarkable start. He probably will hit a rookie wall of some sorts, but again, at 24, maybe he's less prone to hit a rookie wall. Real quickly, let me just make this draft selection. Chase Brown, JSN, all good options. Josh Allen, JD5, Travis Hunter, a little early for him. Maybe I go Josh Allen here. No, I don't know. I'm going to go Josh Allen here. I don't do a lot of Josh Allen early QB drafting and JD5 because I love I love Patrick Mahomes so much, but I usually just draft him as well and just do the bully QB thing. So I don't do a lot of Josh Allen. I want to have a Josh Allen share. I think Malik Neighbors, Achan, and Josh Allen super strong. I couldn't pass that up. It's pretty nice. I like Chase Brown and JSN though. I was tempted, but all right. This next pick, this is going to be tough to decide between because I don't know. 54. Let me see if I play the odds game. Man, Harvey's probably not going to make it to that second of these next 2 picks because he's ADP's 54, but he has slipped. He has fallen. I don't know if he's going to today, though. So I kind of got to decide between Harvey and Hunter here. I went Hunter in the other one. I could go Harvey here. Man. The thing is, if I go Hunter, I might get Harvey. If I go Harvey, I'm not going to get Hunter. So, tough call here. What do you boys think?
I'd be surprised if Harvey and Hunter make it out of the fourth or back to you. I'd be surprised.
Yeah, but do I take the chance and potentially get? I'm sorry, Rock out. I'll play your message in a little bit. Rock out. I'm sorry. Just give me a second when I get out of these drafts.
That would give you Neighbors, H.N., Allen.
The thing is, Harvey's not even within the scroll yet. You know, like he's not even rearing his head. He's still. Like, if I scroll Harvey, and again, the ADP matches up to where he'll be gone. Let's risk it.
I was gonna say I'd risk it because there
Ah!
are other bats.
He goes right after.
Yeah, play to win.
He goes right out. Oh, Speedy's in this draft. Speedy, you come on, bro.
Oh,
Come on, man.
Couldn't let it slide.
That's the worst.
Speedy.
Always
If I'm at, let me just tell you something, Speedy. If I'm ever giving out a spot to a league, we got the Garrett Wilson draft. You just crapped on that opportunity. Jeez, bro. Come on, man. I can't even jump into a like. What are you doing, Speedy? Jumping into every contest and like sitting in there? Unbelievable, bro. Into a $12 draft that no one's gonna even jump into this one, and you jump into this one just waiting. Got to be kidding me. Harvey's ADP was another round down below, right there at 54-55. Jeez, bro.
Yeah, that was a clear reaction.
Yeah.
Well, people have been watching, man. I mean,
Well,
you know.
and it's fine. It's fine, but when you're going like out of your way, you know, it's one thing to take a dude, but you're taking a dude literally about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 spots ahead of ADP as we're talking them up on the channel. Like, yes, good luck getting the Garrett Wilson draft, Speedy. Jeez. Unreal.
Yeah, but that's, in my opinion, this is where he should be going anyway. Like I said, I didn't think he was going to get out of the fourth. I don't think he should.
So
whether they're watching or not,
well,
yeah,
he would have maybe made it out though. But here's the thing, you know, everything happens for a reason. I don't care. Guess who's sitting there? Guess who's sitting there? Joe Burrow will be there. Speedy won't take him. Yeah, he will. You take Joe Burrow.
That's what
definitely taking him now.
He's going to take Joe Burrow, isn't he?
What are you going to do, Speedy?
Go ahead, take Joe Burrow, Speedy. Do it then.
Look,
Joe Burrow. He took Joe Burrow. I didn't even want Joe Burrow. I already got Josh Allen. So you're just sitting there sniping. Why would you play? You're playing for me. You're playing. You know who I wanted? Trey Henderson anyway. So give me Trey Henderson. I'm debating between Harvey and Hendy anyway. Look at that. Look at that, bro. That's insane that you're playing for me. You're not even. You're putting your hard-earned money in, and you're not even playing for yourself. Like, why would you do that? It's unbelievable. You're literally going to play to snipe. You're not going to win sniping. You're not going to win doing that. Okay.
Seeking attention.
We got Hendy. Look, I was debating, like I said at the top of the show, Hendy, Harvey, Hendy. I go back and forth, so we got our guy anyway. We replicated that production. Neighbors, H.N., Josh Allen, Travis Hunter, Trey Henderson. He's looking in a shark infested environment. We're still cooking. We're still cooking. You can't hold me back.
Teach, we learn, baby. You teach, we learn.
Oh, bro. This team's looking good. This team. And so is Speedy's because he's drafting off the fantasy football rankings. All right. This 30 seconds is like, this feels like such a long period of time. I mean, I feel like I could go grab a drink and a sandwich in between, every pick. Yeah, ain't nothing.
Hey, Smitty.
Hold on 1 second, Rock Out. This is the only guy standing in the way of the pick that I need to grab early. We'll go Patty Mahomes. I'm gonna bully QB this thing. So Josh Allen, Patty Mahomes, Neighbors, Achane, Hunter, Trey Henderson. So I got 2 RBs, Achane and Henderson, Malik Neighbors and Travis Hunter, Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. Bully QB to the moon. Love this. And Rock Out, let me play your message real quickly, and then I'll go to you and have you tell me what you want to tell me. Here's Rock Out's message that he left me a little while ago, and I've been waiting.
Straight Harvey, Ferrari, we taking off like a rocket ship, going to a universe, space in a bigger case. That's how we gotta chase. You were always chasing him, crazy scoring touchdown, going on spit it now. He be doing in your face. That's just how we take it on.
Thank you, Rock Out. Rock Out, what can I do for you?
Can I give you this bad weekly winner?
Yeah, give me your bad weekly winner team. Do it live.
Quarterback, May, Penix, Rogers. Running back, Kyron Williams, Harvey, Warren.
Nice.
Grendo, Little Bill.
Glendale.
Wide receiver.
Glendale. What?
Oh.
Who?
Grendo.
Garendo. Okay. They said Glendale.
Little Bill.
Got it. Little Bill, like it.
Then
Wide receivers?
wide receiver, Jefferson, DK, Jennings, Olave, Reed, Kyle Williams, Michael Wilson, tight end, McBride, Move, and Ferguson.
Nice, bro. I like it. I like it a lot, bro. Nice work. Nice.
But I got another question. Like, what if you have a quarterback or a wide receiver that's like 2 spots because people overdrafted, and there's like 20 spots from ADP, but they're like the next person on the board.
20 spots from ADP, but you can't. My rule of thumb is this: like, if see how Harvey was. It was going to be hard for Harvey to fall to that spot that we had. That Trey Henderson fell to right here. His ADP was 54. But it was a real far reach to grab him there. When I could get Hendy and I could get Travis Hunter. Like, if I would have went Harvey, I wouldn't have. There's a chance I wouldn't have got Hendy or Hunter. So at least I got 2 of them. So it's just kind of case by case. I think that if you're going to go all the way down and back and you just want to grab them early, it's understandable. But at the same time, you just got to play the ADP game to a degree. It's not that you're drafting off ADP. It's not that you shouldn't go get your guys. But, when you do this enough times, you got to be careful not to overreach, and then you don't get the right kind of combination of players. You got to be very, very careful and mindful. I'm going to go Igbuka here. And so Igbuka will be my number 3 wide receiver. I think he's going to have a top 12 to 14, top 12 to 15 rookie. Like, his season as a rookie will be top 15 wide receiver material. I think he's that polished. Like him a lot. Could I be a little early on him? Could we be saying, all right, he was 19 or 21? And Rock Out, can you mute yourself too? Sorry, it's just the reverb's horrible. Will we be saying he's wide receiver 19 and we're like, okay, but if you extrapolate his final 8 games, he ended up being, top 12 or whatever, and sum total, he's 19. There's a chance we're a little bit early on the Igbuka train, but I think he's so polished. He's my clear number 2 wide receiver out of all the rookies. Rookies translate immediately. I know it's not last year's rookie class, but that doesn't mean Igbuka can't be a top 15 wide receiver. Just because Neighbors, BTJ, Lab McConkey, and MHJ all could populate the top 12, it doesn't mean that Igbuka can't be 13 in Dynasty, 14 or whatever. He could be one of the guys that slips in there with Hunter and is a top 15 guy. Wayne says, whose targets is Igbuka taking? The targets are there for him. Godwin's not going to be ready, and at some point, Godwin comes back, and it's like, will Igbuka surrender anything to him. Ibuka's lived in crowded wide receiver rooms. He knows this is what he did in college. He played he played with the best competition over and over and over and over and over. So it's it's not crazy to think. Let's see, a list of wide receivers that played with Emeka Egbuka. I want to see if I can get it in order because it's great. I mean, first of all, Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, JSN, Marvin Harrison Jr., Jeremiah Smith. Like that's insane. This guy has played on the field with all of these guys, and for anybody to go into a room like the Tampa Bay room, look at all that. Look at all those wide receivers. Emeka Egbuka played at Ohio State alongside of receivers Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, JSN, Marvin Harrison Jr., Jeremiah Smith. On the clock right here, I'm going to go Kelsey a little bit early, like 7 picks early, just to get him on the squad. But if anybody can play with a crowded room and still figure out a way to adapt, it's Egbuka. And when Godwin comes back, Egbuka. He's going to be, and my prediction is he will be the number 1 drafted Tampa Bay wide receiver 1 year from today. We start doing early 2026 drafts, he'll be going over Mike Evans. Baker benefits from having 4 wide receivers. Yeah, he does. Baker's, we don't even know what it's going to look like this year. I mean, Godwin could maybe not stay healthy. He might be way behind schedule. The fact that, he looked like he was ahead of schedule or on time, and then he's not, like, obviously something's going on with him. Maybe he has some sort of random cleanup surgery and he gets set back. We don't know. It's definitely an unknown with Godwin. And honestly, I think Egbuka is better than Godwin. It will show. It's not something people will know now, especially given where Godwin's at in his career.
Well, Egbuka could be better than Godwin, so I get it. But they lost their OC as well. But yeah, Egbuka, in my opinion, could be the number 1 wide receiver, definitely on Tampa out of this draft class. And that's just because of my bias about the Ohio State wide receiver room. I mean, they're pumping him out, man.
Yeah, I mean, he comes from a factory of just, and the thing that Egbuka brought to the table, the reason why I like Egbuka is the number 1 wide receiver in Tampa by the end of the year. Like, he might not outscore Evans. I'm not saying that, but by the end of the year, I think it will look evident that he's better. Like, Evans is slowing and maybe he can't stay healthy or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And Evans could do it 1 more year, and then we just kind of go into 2026 speculative. So I feel like you got to say to yourself, like, Egbuka's the most ready wide receiver in the draft class. I mean, aside from Travis Hunter, that is ready to take on whatever's thrown his way. Whereas Tet's got to learn a lot. T-Mac doesn't have a certain number of skills that will make him an elite receiver. Egbuka's polished, used to competition. That competition is the best competition that you can find. His wide receiver room is better than all of college football and the competition that he's had to endure. Like, this guy's a competitive kid from Jump Street, knows how to get thrown to the sharks and swim with them. There's nobody more prepared than Egbuka for that very, very reason. That's why I love him so much. That's why I think he translates immediately. All right. Luther Burden I like a lot here, but probably go Sharbs, who's like the 4th ranked player on the list. What else you guys got? Oh, who's on the phone? Klondike, you're there? My bad, bro. Klondike, what can I do for you? You've been waiting patiently, bro. Hello?
Hey, what's up?
What's up, Klondike?
Yeah, sorry.
No problem. What can I...
Do you remember that trash Superflex team that I told you about the other day?
I'll be honest, no. Sorry, I get so many questions.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
Yeah, hit me with it.
Well, so I basically drafted like no QBs in that league. I mean, you made a whole thing about it, but so
yeah, kind of.
Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
To the Steelers. Big dub.
Big dub.
And
Big dub, baby.
Traded,
The trade, the Cam Ward trade.
Yeah.
The Cam Ward trade. Got it. In my memory now.
Well, that fell through.
Damn it, bro. You see, he offered it to you and you let it go.
Man.
I told you if you offered it back, you probably wouldn't do it.
Yeah, he told me to F off for sure.
Damn it, bro.
And he's a follower of the show too. So I'm pretty sure he heard our conversation, so that didn't help
That
things.
sucks.
Yeah, it is what it is. But
Damn.
I know this is gonna seem like such a weird, weak question.
Oh boy.
But I traded for Tyler Shuck. I traded a third rounder for him. The guy in New Orleans.
I mean, I'm not gonna.
So my question is, do you think he has a chance to start?
Yeah, but I don't necessarily.
I think he's going to start this year.
I don't necessarily. I mean, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's gonna be a good thing. I mean, let me put it this way: there is a world where you start him and get negative points, and you wish you didn't have him. But third rounder, not extremely worried. What I would probably do is try to flip him. I don't know how hard it would be to say, like, here's Shuck and a first rounder for, an older quarterback that somebody's running away from, or Jalen Milroe. Like, if I could use a second, I would not use.
I have him on my team.
Oh, that's right. Shador.
Yeah, and I have Shador. Yeah,
that's
I have also. Yeah.
Yeah. You might be okay. Will Howard.
I don't have Will Howard, and my buddy, who's a Steelers fan, has him. So I'm not.
I was gonna say I'd trade. I would trade Shook for him. What about Joe Milton? I'd rather have Joe Milton than Shook. I don't listen to me. I know I'm anti-Shook. I just don't like him at all. That's probably people probably say I'm crazy to want Joe Milton, but I think Joe Milton eventually is a starter in Dallas. I'm not saying this year. I like Dak Prescott a lot. I think he's gonna have a good year, but doesn't mean that Joe Milton couldn't ball if he gets in there.
Well, I mean, Chuck is like a second rounder. So you would think that they would.
Johnny Manziel. Where did Johnny
maybe?
Manziel get taken? Where did Tim Tebow get taken? Where did Josh Rosen get taken? Doesn't mean anything, bro. These teams. Where did Shador get taken? Where did he not get taken? Where did these guys get taken? You know what I love more than anything? When someone comes into my show.
Yeah.
Someone comes into my show. Someone comes into my show in my world and says, "You think you know better than the GMs in the league, Smitty? That when they passed on Shador?" My answer is like, "Yeah. Why would my arrogant ass be here doing what I do if I thought everybody else knew more than me? Like, what are you talking about? I'm not saying I'm right all the time. I'm just saying, give me Shador Sanders in round number 2. I would here's the crazy part. I would never, as a GM, ever let Shador leave round 2. Even if I didn't have a pick, I'd trade into a pick and I'd figure it out. And you never would have known he would have fallen. Because I would have been in there in that second round at the end taking him, and we would never have known. And maybe that's the part that would be bad if I was a GM. But I wouldn't care. I'd gladly pay second round value. I would smile grabbing Shador with a second round pick. I just hope the freaking Browns know what they're doing. That's all I'm going to say.
Me too.
Right.
Me too.
Go ahead.
So, probably not.
I think you just gotta get back on, Shuck playing halfway decent the first couple of weeks and having, Olave and Shaheed be good. And Like, remember last year, everyone thought Carr was going to be a top 5 quarterback, or was the year before or whatever, after the first few weeks.
Yeah.
And you might be able to flip him into something.
I see what you mean.
This team is a little wild. Just a recap for everybody. I got Josh Allen. Let me scroll up and down real quick. Hold on a second. We'll get back to your team in a second here, Klondike. 1 second. I've got Neighbors. I'm in that 8 spot. Neighbors, Achane, Josh Allen, Travis Hunter, Trevion Henderson, Mahomes, Egbuka, Travis Kelce. And then it gets a little bit wild here with Charbonnet, Kyle Williams, and Grendo. But it is what it is. It's getting kind of light. We got a little snipage in the building too. So some of the boys aren't falling where they normally would. Coming back around here, Travis, you like I could get Penix Jr., I could get Tank Bigsby, I could get Ray Davis, I could take Justin Herbert, Tyler Warren. I got Josh Allen and Mahomes. So Tyler Warren's there. My running backs are thin with Charbonnet and Grendo as my 3 and 4, and Hendy and Achane as my 1 and 2.
I don't mind Bigsby or Ray Davis.
What do you guys like in the chat? Ray Davis or Bigsby? Or like a Penix Jr.? I already got 2 QBs though. What are we liking here, everybody? On the clock, Bigsby or Ray Davis or Bigsby. And we know Speedy's just going to take whoever's left over, so it's no chance for us to get the other Tyler Warren. It's not bad here. We have Travis Kelce.
I think Bigsby probably has a better chance.
And we do have let's go Bigsby. Jay, appreciate your super chat. Jay says, is Jalen McMillan worth a pick? Yeah, especially if you have like Egbuka, you could cuff him. I don't know how. He's okay. He's decent grab for sure. But there's a path to where he gets very little targets for strings of games, though. So you got to be prepared. Mainly in best ball, he'd be a good pick. So, yeah, I'm having a hard time waiting to take Egbuka over. What you got? No, you gotta take Egbuka. Well, Egbuka goes way ahead of him. I'd say probably. Where'd I take Egbuka in best ball? He's going in round number. And I took him a little bit early, just a little bit, not much. I mean, he was definitely within vision. But I'd say probably round 8 is ideal. And then McMillan would be like round 13, 14, 15 mainly. So, yeah, they're easy to cuff together, but you are better off having both than grabbing, than grabbing just one. But that's in best ball. In non-best ball, a little harder to stack players and have some sort of nice cuff situation. But yeah, don't think for a second Egbuka is not the better option. He's going to be a baller, bro. He's going to be a straight up baller. And his versatility and ability to play in crowded wide receiver rooms is why they took specifically him. And on top of that, not only did he fall in a great spot, but he was my number 2 wide receiver before the draft. So it's not like I started to like him later. Never mind, Javante's gone. Yeah, Jose, he's gone. All right, Klondike, any other questions before I circle around the phone line here, pal? Thank you, Jay.
No, I don't think so, sir.
So, yeah, maybe look, what other quarterbacks could he look to get, boys? Maybe using Shuck. I wonder if some people like him. One person put Shuck to the moon and spent the time to start.
Milroe.
He already has him. in Shador.
I already have him on my roster.
Somebody spent the time looking for the
okay.
moon emoji, the rocket emoji, and put Shuck to the moon, and they spent all that time writing that nice message. So there's people that like him. You know, Penix Jr., you could go after him, maybe give up more. You clearly.
Klondike, did you say there's any teams with like 3 good quarterbacks, or is it be 10? Or even like two elite quarterbacks, and like their third quarterback is serviceable, where you could actually go after an elite guy.
If you offer,
yeah, there's a guy that.
Yeah, what's he have?
Sorry, go ahead.
What's he have?
There's a guy that has Goff, Drake May, Radler, and Lawrence.
Radler.
T-Law. Yeah.
T-Law, Rattler, and who? Drake May, T-Law.
Drake May.
Drake and Goff.
Goff. Yeah, I don't really want Goff.
I mean, T-Law or May wouldn't be a bad option for your team with who you have.
He's a Jacksonville fan, so I tried to get T-Law, but he backed off of that.
I don't know what the price is for May, but you could go that way.
So there's a guy. But see, Smitty's gonna hate this. Like, there's a guy that has Herbert, Love, Flacco, Darnold, Mac Jones.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been trying to get Love off of him.
I mean, I like that better than the situation you're in. I mean, my Love predictions today weren't that bad. It was like 25 to 28 touchdowns. I just don't think he's going to be a 35 TD guy, but I still had some decent, you know what I mean? Still had some.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Like, he's not a bust. He's just not going to be as good as I wanted him to be.
Okay, so there's a guy that has Kyler Murray, Caleb Williams, and Bryce Young. And he asked me about Josh Jacobs.
I mean, you give up in a super flex, you give up Josh Jacobs for Kyler Murray in a heartbeat if you can.
I don't know if he'd do that, though.
Can you give up a second rounder, or can you? I mean, you might even have to give up a first rounder, to be honest. Talking about a first round quarterback.
Yeah, I'd have to. I'd have to give up a QB also.
Well, yeah, give him Shuck. Say, shucks. Here you go. I mean, yeah, of course you got to give up a QB. That's fine. I don't. Yeah, your other QBs are, who's your starter? Aaron Rodgers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey.
Yeah, and you have
the
DK.
good old days.
You have DK, right?
I do.
Bro, the Steelers fan that has Will Howard, what QBs does he have? Maybe he wants Aaron Rodgers.
And then Rodgers.
I can't tell you how long I've teased him about, because he's like one of my best friends. I've teased him for so long about Rodgers going to the Steelers, and he did not want it the entire time. Oh. So once it actually happened, like, it was a great day for me. But his QBs are J.J. McCarthy, Geno Smith, and Pickett. Oh, he doesn't even have Howard.
I mean, I'd rather have J.J. McCarthy over Aaron Rodgers in a dynasty, so you have to give up a little more to get that done.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, you never know what he would do, you know, for a Steeler, if he's a big Steelers fan. If you're saying he won't trade Will Howard because he's a Steeler, you know.
Well, he doesn't have Howard. The guy that actually does has C.J. Stroud, Gabriel, Howard, and Stafford.
I don't know, bro.
I thought
try Penix Jr.
I know. But the thing is that they know that I'm in a tight position, and so they are not exactly like trying to let me in the door.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Okay. All right, bro. Appreciate you. Call back if you got another dilemma. Later.
Yeah, no worries.
DJ, final thoughts or questions or comments?
Yeah. Pacheco and the KC's running back room. There hasn't been much mention of Pacheco. What do you think of him and his current ADP?
Yeah. His ADP, where did he go in this draft? Is he even Yeah, he has to have gone. Let's see here. Pacheco. Where did he go? Where did he go in this draft? Pacheco, where is he? Did he go really high? Oh, yeah, you went in round 8, right after my Kelsey pick, or right before my Kelsey pick. So right there in the round 8, T.J. Hawkinson, Isaiah Pacheco, Aaron Jones, Shakir, Travis Kelsey. I mean, looking at that and then going across, I'd rather have Judkins by a country mile. I'd rather have Pacheco. I think Pacheco is near Charbonnet for me, near Jalen Warren, near Garendo, near Trey Benson, near Javonte and Jaden Blue, just because I think I have him maybe above all those guys, because I feel like he is in a committee of sorts, and I think Brashard Smith is someone to be worried about. If you own Pacheco, you better have both. But, could Pacheco really surprise from round 8, 9 ADP? Sure. Would I take him? And again, he went in round 8. I think 8's kind of right where I think it's around too early, but then 9, 10, 11, like near double-digit rounds are right before in round 9. I think I'm fine with that. I think it's okay. He's still got a lot of upside. I just don't trust.
Yeah, I'm looking at the
I just don't.
I'm looking at his ADP and the backs kind of around him. Yeah.
Because it wouldn't surprise me at all if they went out and used a committee or Brashard Smith or Kareem Hunt again or whatever, or they signed some guy or traded for someone. But it also wouldn't surprise me if he went out and had 1,100 yards and 3 touchdowns. It's just so impossible to predict. And he's had some injury, banged up here and there too, so unpredictable.
All right, anything else, DJ?
Yeah, it just seems like he's I was just I appreciate it. It was just seeming like he hasn't been talked about much.
Yeah, upside.
Looking at
there's definitely upside. It's just
could be a concern.
It's just one of those players that you don't trust, and he gets to a point where you say, well, there's not much to worry about here. Okay, let's go. So I don't mind Pacheco round 9 on.
Right.
Round 9 on, I could get behind that. Round 8, I could see a few players I like better. I think he's at the top of that group that I gave you. Again, if I go back and scroll down real quickly or scroll up. So again, Travis Hunter, Henderson, McBride. Okay, so where's Kelsey? So Kelsey, and then after the Kelsey pick, it went Shakir, Aaron Jones, Pacheco, Hawkinson, then down to Trey Harris. I'd rather have Pacheco over Trey Harris. I'd rather have Pacheco over. I mean, it's a good spot. Like, the question is, do you like Jordan Mason more than Pacheco? Mason's not yet in the spot. Pacheco might lose his job. So it's just kind of like one of those things where I just don't trust Pacheco unless I'm drafting him near other, very questionable RBs that have lots of upside, like Charbonnet, like Tyrone Tracy, like Najee Harris. These are all backups, and Pacheco might be the starter in name, but I don't know that I believe it. He's got good value. He's got good value. I feel like
I don't even know who's behind him.
I do feel like I want to have some Pacheco shares, if that helps you. I do want him in some leagues. Not a ton, but I do want him at the 9-round territory, where I can get him in a couple leagues. Not all my eggs in one basket. Cool. Nothing like 10% across all my leagues. It's probably just going to be a handful of shares every 20 or 30 or 40 drafts. All right, bro. We'll see you tomorrow.
Cool.
Later, pal.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Rock out. Final thoughts, my boy, or anything else?
What do you think? What happens with Tracy, with Scottaboo being in New York?
I don't know. Seems like he still. I still like Tracy.
Yeah.
I don't love him, but I like him. But I think that Scadaboo is he, you know, he's just got that mentality. He wants to take the league by storm. I'm not saying he will. I'm not saying he'll be a top 10 running back. I just think he wants to be so badly. His drive and determination to prove everybody wrong. Everybody thinks he's slow. Everyone thinks he's too small. I've heard good reports that he looks really good. Some of the moves he's making are very, very impressive moves. He's got good shift. I like everything I'm hearing, and I think that he'll start games. I don't know how many. I don't know if it'll be week 8, week 10, week 7, week 4, week 15. There will be a time where he comes in, and I think he has that kind of finish that we're like really excited about his 2026 season. I can't guarantee it. He's definitely a little bit of, you know, the size and everything. I'm not going to lie and say, oh, I don't have some concerns about his size or some concern. I don't care about his speed. His speed's fine, you know. But will he be able to be an elite running back at his short stature? Yeah, I mean, RJ Harvey we like, and he's short, but I think RJ Harvey seems to be built a lot different. I think he's built like a monster, you know, whereas Scadaboo, he is built pretty good, but I don't know. There's a little bit more hesitation, and I get it, and I feel it, and I'm not like ultra put all my eggs in one basket with him, whereas I am with Harvey. But I'm excited about the cost of entry. Scadaboo eventually, I do think, starts, and I just hope he has a really strong finish, and we're all excited about his 2026. I'm taking him everywhere at very, very cheap pricing, like double-digit rounds. I'm scooping up Scadaboo a lot. I don't find myself grabbing Scadaboo and Tracy though, and you know my rule of thumb too is draft players on good teams. Not saying the Giants aren't capable of feeding Neighbors, and I don't avoid Neighbors, but I do find myself saying if push comes to shove and I'm looking at Scadaboo versus a player I really do like that's on a very great, you know, offense, you know, it can't sway me. All right, my boy. We'll see you later.
All right. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Travis, any final words? Thank you, David. Appreciate that, David.
Yeah, on Scadaboo, he's not that small, right? Isn't he pushing to like 220?
He's big. He's like Harvey. He's big, but he's short, really short.
Okay. They list him at 5'10".
No,
so they must list him.
Yeah, he's not 5'10". He's not. Look at on NFL Draft Tracker or whatever. Let's see, Cam Scadaboo. Cam Scadaboo on the NFL Draft Combine profile site where they got the official measurements. I say 5'9", but that's still short. But I thought I was going to say 5'8". To be honest, 5'9" is not horrible, but like, what you really want out of your running back is for them to be 5'10". But it doesn't matter, you know, like with certain players, like RJ Harvey, not worried at all. He's short, as his coach said, but he's a monster.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch him and Tracy because Scadaboo had some issues on and off with fumbles too. I don't think he was horrible with it, but he had a little bit of ball security concern. But they're actually kind of like a little bit similar. Granted, Tracy was a wide receiver, but they can both work in the passing game, and you know they're both hard runners. And I just think Scadaboo, like you said, he has that intangible that you can't coach. That drive that I think he ends up taking that job. There'll still be plenty of carries to go around, like you say, for every team. But I think by the middle of the season anyway, he's the guy in that backfield.
Yeah. All right, Travis, we'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you on the Patreon. I'll be on the Patreon in a minute.
Yep. Later,
right, later, man. Appreciate you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the last pick, and if you want to draft with us next time, Underdog, promo code Smitty. Next time, I promise I won't get into draft early, so tomorrow I'll get into drafts with you guys. I tried to get into 2 early, was not successful. getting into a draft without snipage. But I will get in one with you guys tomorrow instead of trying to sneak into one. I just try and let you guys see, my process without interruption. Thank you, David. Appreciate you. Caps, we'll see you later. Aaron, see you on the Patreon. Matt, I don't know if Matt, you're on the Patreon, right? See you all on the Patreon. Shane, see you there. Joe, Trader Joe, appreciate you. Thank you, DJ. Appreciate you, DJ. We'll see you later. All right, I think I need a tight end here. Could go with another receiver and just go with the Kelsey Gray combo and feel covered, but I don't know. Arroyo's pretty good. Theo Johnson. There's Terrence Ferguson, the guy we talked about just a bit ago. Was that TD that brought that up? Ferguson's nice. My bye week for my tight ends is week 10, so Ferguson is not bad here. We'll go Ferguson for TD, and I like him. Ferguson's nice, so that's good. I've been taking Fannin. I've been taking Fannin a lot. I like Fannin Jr. a lot. I've been taking a bunch of Arroyo at this spot. I'll go with Ferguson. Definitely a nice prospect. All right, we'll see you all later. Thank you, TD. Thank you, Trader Joe. Thank you, Silent. Appreciate you. Jermaine Burton, yeah, he's a concern. Yoshi Voss is taking that job anyway. Yoshi Voss added a bunch of weight too, but I think he's the guy they trust. Burton's a talent, but off the field problems. That's why he fell in the draft, and he was even having problems last year in a lot of ways. All right, Klondike, Travis, Matt, Wayne, Silent, TD, Trader Joe, Aaron, DJ, Caps, David, Deuces. Appreciate you all. See you tomorrow. Be live a couple times tomorrow. BBQ, thanks again for dropping that super chat. Thank you for my 2 super chats tonight from Rockout and Jay. Appreciate everybody. See you tomorrow for at least, we'll be live during the midnight Eastern show, but I have a feeling we'll do at least one show at some point during the day or early evening or morning, depending on the news. See you all tomorrow.